Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. It's your boy G Mako back here with another video. Yeah, sorry for the background noise guys. My mic actually broke. Actually the phone broke. So now I have to just use the camera sound. Apologies for that. But guys, let's just keep going. Yeah, today's video is gonna be unconventional. I didn't want to just like leave you guys hanging and not post a video. Cause yo guys, I literally had a plan of like what I wanted to talk about, but then plans change, and I think that actually falls in place with like what I want to talk about, you know. So I want to talk about self-sabotage, you know, and how that has affected me and how I have sabotaged like some of the opportunities that have presented themselves in the past. So I think just stick through. This is not a motivational video where it's like you can do it. Like nah bro, like if you don't want to do it, that's on you. I'm not here to like stir up some emotion and shit, but I'm gonna speak about it from my perspective and how it was. So let me tell you a story. So I remember making excuses of why I was average, bro. I know that sounds deep. I know that sounds like, yo dog, you average, or like damn bro, nah bro, you're not average. But there was a moment in my life where I actually had to look at the mirror like long and hard and actually tell myself that, bro, you pretty average, dog. Like you more than average, bro. Like if there was a scale of average, you'd be below that shit. And it sucked hearing that coming from myself especially, but then it was something that I needed because it allowed me to step out of my own zone, you know. And I started realizing that I put a lot of excuses in my life for why I'm like this, or why I do certain things, or why I'm not really the top cinematographer or top editor in the school or in the class. And I remember, so I'll give you a backstory. So I used to do IT back in high school, you know, like working with computers, coding, that type of shit. And I remember just thinking to myself, I couldn't be one of the best in the class because I lacked the resources. And I always had that idea in my head that I'm not going to be the best, you know. And with that, I never actually tried to be the best, you know, because my excuses made sense, you know. I could have stayed more hours or pushed more hours into my work, like after school, because the labs were still open for like 2 to 3 hours. I could have like stayed for like 1 hour at least a day, just trying to master that. But then I remember just having that assumption in my head, and that assumption always, or that excuse in my head was always that thing of laziness, you know. It stemmed that whole idea of like being lazy, because now that I have the excuse of not having the laptop, I don't really need to put in the work, if you get what I'm saying. You know, when you make an excuse and you're like, yo, but he is rich, or he has this, or she has this, or it's a him, or it's a her, it's whatever, they make a lot of sense, and a lot of people won't judge you for that. And a lot of people won't tell you like, nah, you're messing up. So I remember just having that excuse, and everybody around me was like, yeah, you're right, dog. You can't be the best because you don't have a computer and stuff. It's like, yeah. And I always had that mentality. I wasn't really willing to do that because of my excuse and because of my own thought process at that time. And that's one thing that I want to talk about. So this this happened last year actually. So I love editing films. So if you guys really want to know me, or you want to bait me into something like a trap or something like that, just put it in editing software and tell me what the concept is, and it better be difficult as hell, bro. Like out of this world, like Mako, do this, I want you to break the sky and shit, and I'll be like, damn, my mind goes crazy. That's how you bait me. So literally, I love editing. But then I remember seeing one of my classmates work on Instagram. Yo, I was going through Instagram, I clicked on his page, I'm looking at his stuff, bruh. He's an editor also, he also takes videos and stuff, and I just love his work. Shout out to Asif, man, shout out, bro. Your work is great, bro. If he's watching this, that's if he's watching this. But yeah, man, I remember looking at his work and thinking to myself, I can't do that, because I'm not moneyed. He has cash, I mean, he has connections, he has that, and for a long time, that was my narrative, bro. Until last year, when I was like, that's where COVID for me helped a lot, because it was like, okay, dog, You're right, he has the funds, but you have a camera, you have a laptop, you have all the programming like apps that you need actually. And yeah, sure, your laptop is not the greatest, like it'll tap out after like one video, but at least you can push out something. And that's where it hit me that my excuses don't really make sense anymore, you know. Cause to everyone else, like, yeah, dog, you're right, yeah, your excuses make sense. But I had to really break free from that perspective and that way of seeing myself, you know. And I had to actually challenge myself and be like, I can do this. If I just put in more work, I should be doing this. Let me try, you know. I gave myself that thing of say, hey, bro, you don't know how to edit, you don't know how to do this thing, just try, bro. And now I'm editing a lot and people are loving the work and be like, damn, bro, you crazy with the edits. And I'm like, yeah, my G, of course I'll be cooking it, bro. And that all came from understanding that the only true limit that was on me was the one that I placed on myself. And I was looking at it from like a totally like different perspective of what I lack instead of what I pack, you know. And with those excuses and self, it just led to this whole process of just being lazy. But basically this whole topic is just how I stepped out of my zone and how I actually got out of my own way. And I think it's time for you to actually get out your own way. Yeah, I know I didn't want it to be a motivational video, but at the same time, the truth is you messing up your own self, bro. And I'm not gonna just like let it slide like that, because a lot of people are just gonna be like, nah, dude, you're right, you don't have the funds. Yes, in some circumstances it might be the fact, but then you can always push, bro. Don't get me wrong, I'm not some like kid from thingy that's like at university that's like looking like this and be like, dog, life is not really hard. Hey, bro, life Charles, dog. Life Charles. But at the same time, fight back, bro. You know? Bro, I might get messed up by like a fight and stuff, but then at least I threw some punches, you know? At least I got some jabs out there, and that's what I want from most of y'all. And I remember last year, like when COVID hit hard, I actually learned a lot about myself in terms of like the putting in work. And I know that like I'm smart. Not even like, yeah, dog, I got this or not. Like I actually know that I'm very smart, and I know that I have a lot of ideas that if I just put in time and effort into it can really come out and be beautiful. But because of the excuses that I told myself and the perspective that I saw a lot of things, it made sense why I wasn't the greatest, you know. So yeah, man, so self-sabotage is something that I placed on myself through excuses. And this is just a video to like let y'all know that like you can really step out that zone, you know. You don't have to necessarily like be stuck trying to or believing in your excuses. So I'm going to show you guys the biggest investment that I actually made into my life right now as an editor. I'm going to showcase it to you guys. That's not a flex video. I'm not flexing, I'm not showing off or anything like that, but then it's just to give you guys some encouragement of like where you can actually go. But yeah, that's all I got for today, man. Check you guys.